Hello everyone, and welcome to a very different Knoebels Amusement Resort. After a long, stressful past few months, Knoebels is officially opening today, July 1st, 2020. And we're here today to see what updates and changes have been made from last season. Also going to find out what safety implementations have been put in place for guests who visit the park. We're also going to find out what it's like to walk around the park and to ride rides having to wear a mask. More importantly, hopefully this video will help you decide if you should visit the park yourself. So come along with us as we see what's new at Knoebels for 2020. So we did arrive here nice and early. I'm going to roll some footage right now. The parking lot is pretty empty. We got here about 20 of 11, quarter of 11. They are limiting capacity by the parking lot. Once the main parking lot fills up, they're going to not allow anyone else to enter. And that means if someone's here coming in the afternoon and there's no more room, you have to wait until people exit the park before they allow you to come in. Also, too, there's about 30 to 35 rides operating today. I will try to put a list on the screen right now. You can see which ones they are. They are going to open up additional rides and other things such as the pool in the coming weeks, but the park will be operating at about 70 to 75% operating capacity right now until things kind of get into the swing of things. So we're going to walk around, show you what has been changed, what's updated, what's new, what's missing. And one thing that's surprisingly still here is the 1001 knots. That was rumored that was removed since last season, but surprisingly it's still standing here. So I'm not sure if it'll be operating or not, or if it's still going to be removed, but they do have a new ride for this year, which we'll focus on a little bit later. The 1001 knots is still standing. That's a surprise to me. So looking around here near the front of the park, they're still working on some rides. They're reinstalling the seats for the Merry Mixer. The balloon race, I believe that's what it's called, is disassembled. It's sitting under a pavilion up front near one of the parking lots. So some of the rides are still being installed, re-put together from last season over the winter time. Other ones are ready to go. So we'll just check them out as we go and see what's here, what's going to be open. So one of the many safety implementations being utilized this year is additional disinfectant stations. So you could just come here, get a little dollop, and go on your way and keep your hands nice and clean. So one thing Lily and myself noticed off the bat is that the people we've seen so far is not everyone is wearing a mask. They did state in their official guidelines and stuff like that for coming to the park is that masks are required for anyone aged 2 and over, but if you don't wear one, they're going to assume it's for medical reasons and they can't question you on that. But as you can see, there is people right here, some wearing a mask, some not. So as much as I despise wearing a mask, I don't want to make anyone else uncomfortable by not wearing one, and I don't want to make people believe that I have some type of medical condition. So I am a stubborn person, but I also am loyal to this park. So we're going to do things safely. Wear the masks. I do have to keep adjusting it because as you talk, it does come down. But, you know, that's just our initial report so far. We'll see how it is once more people do arrive. Speaking of which, though, our next object here is the Italian Trapeze. It is being reassembled. It did not operate at all last year due to parts coming in from Europe. But as we can see, it actually has a rare sight that many guests don't get to see. It has the canopy over it that protects it during the winter time. So let me flip you guys around, see what I'm talking about. So that roof right there is used in the off season to help protect the ride from the elements. It's still in place because they still are reassembling the ride, but from what I was told, it will be operating this season, probably in the coming weeks. So those of you who are missing the Italian Trapeze, I believe this will be the year you get to ride it. Pretty much every ride that you go to and concession stand will have these markers on the ground for social distancing, both on the handrails and on the ground, recommending that you keep 6 feet apart, which is going to cause longer queue lines. That is going to be expected. So with people spaced out, you're not going to be able to fit as many people in the aisle here to get on the ride. So it's going to take a considerable amount of time on busy days to get on your ride. But if you come to the park, you have to know to expect that. 2 of the rides that are operating for opening day right here is the motorboats, because they do basically help you distance yourself from the other guests once you're riding the boat. and of course the bumper cars. Probably will be at a limited capacity, but they will be open today. Hopefully we'll get a ride on them. So another ride, still ready to be assembled, is the Red Barons, one of the kiddie rides. This is a look that many guests don't get to see during normal operating season. Typically this is how it looks during the off season, so I just want to give you a quick glimpse at that. Okay, so one item that has been removed, at least temporarily, is the little coin-operated excavators, which would sit right here on these little platforms. They are more or less for children, but I've seen adults use them as well. And all there is an excavator arm to dig into the stone here. So just to avoid an object or an item that's getting touched continuously by random people, they did remove them for the time being. So they should probably be reinstalled later on this summer, but as for now, the children's coin-operated excavators are not here. So I do have to say too though, is that walking around the park, even though it's not open yet, it has been very well taken care of. It's very clean, everything's ready to go for the most part. You know, shrubbery, landscaping's done, things have been swept, power washed. Everything looks pristine condition, which is good to see. So I'm sure they've been anticipating opening for a while. They are approximately 2 months behind in opening, but you know, we are here, we are ready to experience it, and hopefully it's gonna be a good day. So right here, another one of the changes that have been made here at Cesari's Pizza. They have the tables spread out for distancing so it's not overcrowded. So they do have limited seating capacity, but that is going to be how it's at most areas that do have seating available. So here at the Once Upon a Time Theater, some changes have been made as well. Typically in the carpeted area, guests would be part of the show wearing costumes and using props to take in as characters from the show or the play. Now it's going to be a stage-only show, and visitors or guests will watch from the benches. So here we are at one of two water rides here. This is the Giant Flume, better known as a log ride. Something a bit interesting that they note is that for the water rides here, masks are not required. So if you ride this or the Skloosh, as far as I'm concerned, or what I was told or read and understand correctly, is that you don't have to wear your mask. I guess they don't want it getting soaked and having you have to wear a wet mask all day. Which in return kind of defeats the purpose of having to wear a mask on the rides in general. If you ride these rides here, either of these water rides, you're going to be sitting next to other guests. You're going to be touching surfaces. It's not really any different from riding the coaster or any other ride. That's why I'm not in favor of wearing the mask. I do understand the reason why, but being outside here and being around, you know, all types of things, all types of people, and touching certain rides, riding certain rides without masks, in my eyes, defeats the purpose. But that is what they have implemented for guests, so I just wanted to pass that along to you. So the next big change is right here on the coaster, the Phoenix, but not that one. Talking about this one here. As you can see, they have a new facade here. Green and yellow with the orange sign. It's probably gonna have something in the middle there. Also, the exit ramp is completely different. It is a new boardwalk that has an enclosed wall now, where typically it's always been open. So I also do know they have a new queue line as well to allow for more guests to wait in line and not have the line wait or come all the way out here like it typically does. So we'll show that a little bit later on if we get to ride the Phoenix. Another change too is that they're going to be having alternating seating. I believe every other row of the coaster train will be used. So you're going to have some empty seating, longer wait times, but that is to keep the social distancing at bay. So So do you guys know what this ride is here? No, it's not the new ride. It's Fandango. It is still sealed up from the winter time. And two things I'm thinking. Either one is that it's not going to be open because, as Lily mentioned, you're seated right next to each other. Not really much distance between guests. They could alternate seating, which would limit capacity, but I do think this will probably open in the coming weeks or months. So as to whether or not they're going to utilize all the seating, that will be determined, but for the time being, it is still, I'd say, a few weeks away from being opened up. They have to dismantle the framing around it, inspect the ride, get it operating, you know, do any maintenance to it before they can allow it to be open to the public. But Fandango is out of commission for the time being. Okay, so just a quick update. We wanted to share our feelings. We've walked around the park now for about 30 minutes or so. And honestly, it's not a bad day. It's partly sunny. There's a little bit of a breeze, a little bit of humidity, but already we're uncomfortable. I'm sweating. It's making it worse even by talking. Lily's glasses are getting fogged up.
I'm blind, so I can't see.
I mean, are you having trouble breathing or?
Kind of, but mostly I'm fine.
So it's more or less annoying. It's uncomfortable. I'm sure as the day goes on, it's going to get worse. We're not staying all day. There's no way we can handle being in the mask all day. No. But just being here a short amount of time, talking is contributing to it, but still, it's not ideal conditions, but it is to be expected. I knew coming here that this is how it's going to be. Hopefully, riding some of our favorite rides will make it worth it. So yeah. We'll report back a little bit later on. So right next to my very favorite ride, note the sarcasm, is Flying Turns, and it's currently undergoing some major reconstruction. Looks like they are replacing the woodwork for the luge part of the ride. There's actually a big section of it missing right here. Don't know when this will be operating again. I'd imagine not till the end of the summer, if at all this season, but they are doing some major reconstruction on it. I think it's some of the most work that's been done to it since it has opened. You can even see up in the distance there the coloring of the older wood and how the new lumber looks here. So this is going to be down for, I'd imagine, a couple months, maybe the entire season. So it's going to be a major undertaking for Flying Turns. And we just found ourselves a little kitty cat. Meow meow. Meow. Where are you going?
You need to hit my phone after this.
So Knoebels Crystal Pool is not so crystal clear today. That's because it's not open yet. They are going to be opening in a couple weeks, they said, probably towards the end of July. And the pool will look pristine when it's ready to open. Right now, it is closed and you can just admire it from a distance, but rest assured it will be open tentatively towards the end of July. So the one thing that is open is the Playline Arcade. Looks like they are limiting capacity of people in there. They have an entrance and exit. So before it gets crowded, let's take a walk through there and see what's new. This is one of the best places to come to on a hot day because right now they are pumping the air conditioning. It feels great in here. So we're going to just show you what they have in here. It's one of the best arcades around. Ticket redemption, so you do cash them in for your favorite Knoebels merchandise. This is a new game that we played last year, which is down at the time, Superstar Rumble. Lily spotted Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Those claw machines are a little tricky though, but they have Wizard of Oz. They do have, still have Willy Wonka coin pushers. Some newer games here from last year. Lane Blaster, Down the Clown, Milk Jug Toss, Goldfishing, which is down, but I love that game. Ring Toss, Black Hole, and they do have some barriers put up to protect ourselves from the other guests here. So they have some plastic sheathing in between the rides, I'm sorry, in between the games here. So they're doing what they can to keep it safe and still operational. Pinball, they reduced the number of pinball machines. They used to have 4 of them here. It's down to 2. and that is for obvious reasons. Oh, Pearl Fishery.
Hi.
That's where you see Angel and Crystal always playing. So here's the brand new game, Pearl Fishery. It's kind of like a coin pusher, but with little ping pong balls and these big pearls.
They're dragon balls apparently.
And they go into the spinner here to win the tickets. You can actually win a lot of tickets from what we've seen. One of the channels we follow play this on a regular occasion, and it's a pretty fun game. We may play that later on. Okay, so Playline Arcade is open for business. About 90% of the game's operational. One of the cool things though is that with the ticket redemption, you can actually pick out items from the claw machines. And Lily got
Freddy
Fazbear. We did spend $5 on the e-claw machine, which is very difficult to win something out of one of those. So we asked one of the people there, and for 700 tickets, we got one of these. We had tickets left over from last year, and now she's going to be going home a happy camper. So Playline Arcade, if you ever want an item from one of the claw machines, you could just buy it with one of your tickets. So here's the famous covered bridge. Every season they put brand new planks of wood on it, so you can sign your name, let people know you've been here. We did it last year, but since we were kind of throwing off with coming here later in the year, we forgot our marker and pen. We're gonna see if we can find one or buy one, but if we do, I'll let you know that we signed it. You can come here for yourself and let me know if you found our names. Okay, so one thing I am having trouble on, I'm trying to get some information from people, but everyone seems to not have any direct answers. We're supposed to have a brand new ride for this year called the Tornado, I believe. And it's supposed to be located near the Stratosphere. It's not there. I asked one or two employees, they said, yeah, we heard about it, but I don't know if it's not here yet or what. So we're gonna keep searching for it and maybe find a direct answer for the brand new ride. Maybe it's not here yet, maybe it is, but one way or another, we will get you an answer before the video's over. Okay, so the first ride for me for the 2020 season was Knoebels Haunted Mansion. Did not disappoint. I did make a special separate video for this like I do each and every year. So if you want to see the full ride through, you'll find that link down below in the description once the video does come out. Okay, another quick update that I found out is that the laser command behind me here, which is the indoor laser tag game, will not be operating for the near future. Obviously, they don't want anybody in close quarters and touching the equipment, so that is closed for now. The new ride, the Tornado, which was announced to be their brand new ride for 2020, has not arrived yet. Believe it or not, it's not here. I was correct though, it is supposed to be located near the Stratosphere, but it actually hasn't arrived yet. Everything got backed up with shipping and delivery of parts and the equipment itself, so they do anticipate it and hoping, fingers crossed, it does come later this summer. But right now, the new Tornado ride is not here. I will put up a picture though to show you what it's supposed to look like. It's nothing to me that's a really over amazing top ride. It's kind of carnival-ish, if you want to say. It's a ride that can be found at other amusement parks and traveling carnivals. So for me, it's nothing new and exciting, and it's not bothering me that it's not here. But if you like spinny rides or want to ride something brand new at the park, you have to wait some additional months for that. But Tornado ride will be coming in the near future, and the 1001 knots is supposed to be disassembled and removed as well, but they are backed up on projects. So things will change throughout the year and into next year. Another new addition here is over at the Pioneer Train. You can see they have a beautiful train shed to keep their trains protected from the elements, and looks very appropriate next to the new train station right there. Okay, so we're on the Pioneer train ride and we're getting some technical difficulties, and some people are being jerks behind us too, but looks like the brakes are hung up and they got 2 other trains over there. So we only made it maybe 100 yards and we're stuck. First time this has ever happened. All right, so we'll see what happens. First time breaking down on the Pioneer train. So opening day, technical difficulties. They're trying to get the brakes released on the locomotive up there. I have a feeling we're probably getting off the train and they're gonna have to pull out one of the other ones. All right, so whatever they did, they were able to release the brakes. We are moving again. Hopefully we don't get stuck back in the woods because it's gonna be a long walk back. So we'll keep you updated, see where we come back at. No corn back here in the feeders. Just be happy we make it back in one piece. Oh, we made it back in one piece. Hooray! Small victory. Okay, so Pioneer train ride, we just got off there. As you saw, ran into some mechanical difficulties, I guess you could say. The brakes were stuck right when we're pulling out of the station there. They actually had all the employees pushing to get it going, and we just couldn't get enough traction or speed. It came to a screeching halt, literally, and they had maintenance come over and finally release the brakes. The unfortunate part, though, is there was people behind us making snarky remarks, just like, "Oh, great job for the first day. Don't you guys inspect these rides?" Nothing goes as planned sometimes. That's just the way it is. Opening day, they're already under enough stress and crunch time as it is to get everything up operational and stuff like that. That's expected to happen. If we weren't able to ride, 100% they would take care of you with reimbursement of tickets or a free ride or whatever it is, but people have to be understandable. You know, it's unusual times, unusual circumstances. Give the employees a break. They don't need to hear comments like that. If it wasn't for kids being around me, I probably would have said something back to them, but they make themselves look like a-holes, so.
I will do something.
She wanted to kick them in the shins, but
yes, kick in the shins.
We're not gonna do that, but let's keep going on and enjoy the rest of our time here. So as you can see, we got ourselves an ink pen and made it official on the covered bridge. Lily also signed herself as Life of Lily and her second channel, Shadow Rocks. We're showing you up close because we want you to try to find it if you come here. If you do find it, shoot me a message on Facebook or email. You'll find the links to that down below in the description with your picture of it that you found it. So we just stopped for lunch, giving us a break to take the masks off. I got myself a potato bowl, which is popcorn chicken, mashed potatoes, corn and gravy. Got some chicken fries, which are almost gone. Lily had cheese fries, which she devoured. And we're enjoying our favorite beverage, Diet Pepsi. So nice little break here with the mask off, sitting in the shade. We're gonna do a couple more rides, and then we'll share our thoughts on our day here towards the end of the video. Okay, so we just wrapped up lunch. It was really good. You liked it? What was your favorite one, the fries or the chicken fries?
The chicken fries.
Chicken fries are her favorite. So what we're gonna do now is do a couple more rides. I'm gonna use my action camera to get some onboard footage. So I'll just show you some little highlights here and there of what we're doing now that we've consumed some food. Once we're done with that, we're probably gonna get some ice cream for dessert. Maybe do a little bit in the arcade. I might share some of that footage, and then we're gonna go back to the car, sit in the air conditioning with our masks off, and wrap up the entire video. We'll share our thoughts and tell you about what we've seen taking place here and the overall experience. So stay tuned, a little bit more of the video, and at the end you'll find out if it's worth it to come here for yourself. You almost got one. There it goes. Yellow. You got 230 tickets.
We got 2 more to fall.
I think I got 200. Okay guys, so we're back in the car, got the AC on, masks are off, and we are pretty much done for today. We spent more time here than we anticipated. That's because it ended up being somewhat enjoyable. The main thing is that it was not super crowded today. They did not reach capacity. The parking lot still has a lot of empty spots, which meant lower lines. We didn't really wait more than 10 minutes. I think the Phoenix was the longest wait. Everything else we pretty much either walked on or got on with 2 or 3 minutes. So a couple things I want to mention though, and it's going to be a little bit of a talking segment here, so if you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to, but just want to share my thoughts. We got here super early, a little bit over an hour before the park opened. We got parking really close, walked around the park, and it wasn't crowded. You know, we had plenty of privacy to do what we wanted to. We did wear our masks, and in areas where there's no one around, just to kind of get a breath, we did put it down below our noses here and there. I would say out of all the people that are here today, roughly about 80% of people were wearing masks. There was about 20% that weren't. Another thing we noticed too is as the day went on, as the day got hotter and sunnier and more humid, people started wearing the masks around their necks. When we had to go indoors or were around crowds of people, we did keep our mask on. If we were around no one at all, we had some privacy and plenty of space, like hundreds of feet from people, we did pop it down from time to time just to get some fresh air, because it was hot, sweaty, you know, you're breathing in, you know, your sweat and stuff like that. So we did do things respectfully, but did take advantage of the lesser crowd here today. With that said though, Knoebels, I think, is doing a fantastic job at handling the situation. They are having anything they could do to accommodate people's, you know, safety measures. They have dozens of those hand sanitizing stations. They have the social distancing or spacing on all the queues for rides and for concession stands, even games. Inside the arcade we saw they had some dividers with plastic so that no one's too close to each other. They have people going around wiping down the benches and railings every so often. The rides too periodically are being shut down for 10 to 15 minutes for cleaning as well. They're not cleaning in between each and every ride, but they are doing mandatory shutdowns sporadically to wipe down the machines or the rides or whatever gets touched on a regular basis. So they are doing a fantastic job of keeping the park clean, keeping everyone safe. And despite us not liking wearing masks, we had a good time, right?
Yeah.
So, do I think you should come here? Absolutely. I think Knoebels being open is a good thing for not only the economy, but also for your mental stability. It's just nice to get out, be around other people, you know, make some memories, have some fun, eat some carnival fare foods, you know, so to speak. We went in the arcade. Lily made out like a bandit with her 2 bears. So we had a good time. We played that new Pearl Fishery game, which was pretty fun.
I won.
Yeah, she won 750 tickets on that game. She did really well. Also, not everything was open, as we saw. About 70% of the park is open. But as the summer goes on, more and more stuff will open. As I mentioned too, the new ride, Tornado, is not here yet. They're still waiting for it to be delivered. The old ride, 1001 Knots, is going to be removed. But since they fell behind in all these other projects with the delayed opening, it's still sitting there. But all in all, I think we had a great time. I will definitely come back again. Maybe we'll do a live stream next time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. Everything else was business as usual. It's operating as tickets only right now, no wristbands or hand stamps, which is to be expected. The tickets, though, they have you drop them in the bucket. You have to show the operator that you have the correct amount of tickets, then you drop it down into their bucket so you don't have to touch them. The other thing, too, certain rides like the Pioneer Train and the roller coasters, they are assigned seating. They're telling you where to sit. So you can't pick your own seat. So if you want to sit in the front or the back, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. They were doing that so that they could space out people appropriately in between the vehicle seats. So not every ride, but some of them. But, you know, for the coaster, I filmed a video hoping to get the front row. We got the second train because we weren't the lucky ones to get that. So
Train?
The coaster train. But other than that, though, make sure you check the link down below for more Knoebels videos. I did film a video specifically for the haunted house and specifically for the Phoenix with my action camera. So those will be out after this video. So make sure you check back to see what you think of those two ride perspectives. Like I said, if you do come here, I recommend coming early in the morning. It's during the week. Today's Wednesday for opening day. It's not super crowded because most people are working. Also, I think some people are just afraid to come. They don't want to be exposed to other people. But I had no fears. We were comfortable, you know, being around other people. No one was really hacking up a lung or anything like that. So if you feel safe and you're healthy, come here, enjoy it. If you don't, wait until the future. But I definitely recommend coming early. It did say, though, especially on weekends, it's going to happen. They're going to have 2 lanes of traffic. One is going to be for reserved guests. I guess you can reserve a spot on their website. And others are going to be for basically walk-ins. And the reserved guests are going to get their spots. Walk-ins are going to fill in the rest of the space. Once the parking lot reaches capacity, they're no longer going to allow walk-ins. You'd have to wait until people start exiting the park. That may take anywhere from minutes to hours. So if you are going to come, I recommend coming as early as possible. That way you're guaranteed to get in here and you get to ride your favorite rides before the crowds come in. So anyways, guys, this was, I know, a bit of an unusual what's new at Knoebels video, but it's an unusual circumstance, and I want to show you what you can expect if you come here for yourself. And hopefully this video will help you make that decision based on what you saw today. Any final thoughts from you?
The only thing I didn't like about it was wearing the mask, but otherwise I had a good time.
Yeah, we initially thought we were going to stay here an hour or two, and we ended up being here till almost 4 o'clock. So we had a good time. You know, we went through 2 books of tickets. We had ice cream, we had lunch, and we got to do everything we want to do and then some.
Yeah.
If it was super crowded or even hotter, we probably would have left earlier. But today worked out in our favor, and I am glad that we decided to come. And it's an annual tradition for us. We come each and every year, and without a doubt, we'll be back later this year. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I know it was a long one. I know I went on a tirade here, but I just wanted to get everything out and share my final thoughts with you. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. So with that said, thanks for watching. Stay safe. And until next time,
We'll see you in the next video.
we'll see you and her in the next video.